Family! What's good, everybody? It's your boy Roman Puss here with a little bit of more OPBR. Now, today I wanted to go over a few things as I've been learning and as I've been growing. I've been playing OPBR since day one. It's been like basically almost 2 years. We're almost 2 years at this point. But I just wanted to go over some do's and some don'ts in the good old league battle. And now I know there's a lot of ones that I'm sure many of you will know, especially like people who know who are common players. But there's some new players. So like I had this split up in the 3 tiers. We got some beginner level tips, we got some intermediate level tips, and we got some advanced level tips. So advanced is like even people in the top 100 that I be playing with still do this garbage. And honestly, I'm probably even faulty of them. But it's just some things that you should be taking note of, but things to be weary of when you're playing league battle, and things that can help you improve and just like overall balance yourself out as a player. Now let's dive into it because I got several notes to be going over. Now let's take a look, alright? Let's see here. Alright, now this right here is my visual aid. I'm using Fishman Island. Obviously, there's different maps, have different circumstances, but for my notes, I just want to go over, when I'm speaking, I'm going to use this just as for terms and stuff, so just keep note of this. First thing first, we're going to start out beginner section. These ones are pretty basic, pretty simple level. Most of you players will already be wary of this, but as newer players, I just wanted to let this know so people can be aware of it. First things first, I preach this, everyone preaches this, if you are a runner or even attacker and you have a defender on your team, we are starting here. So here, we are starting. This is us. We're a little pink blob here. We are here. You never take this A flag unless you are a defender. If you do not have a defender on your team, okay, then you leave it to whoever's last out the gate. Because everyone starts off at different times. I guess some people aren't paying attention, some things like this. Just don't take, if you're a runner and you're in first place, like you're running, like you go out, you charge out, usually you go and take C. I don't care if you have complete color disadvantage, see if you can race. Okay, if you're a like regular Big Mom or something, you got a Kaku coming like from the other direction up here, and you know you're not going to get the first treasure, first off you can fight Kaku. But if it's someone you know you can't fight, you can sit up here in B if you know their team's going to get there first and have the treasure. You can stall here at B and you can take that. That is fine. You don't ever take a treasure, just ignore that. Next up, don't charge flags as attackers and runners. For you beginner newbies, I see this all the time. I'll see, like, I don't know if people just aren't paying attention, but they'll just be an attacker, they'll take A, and they'll sit there, and it tilts me, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're wasting time. You're an attacker, you prosper, and you specialize in being on enemy's treasure. So if you're an attacker, you should be on the enemy's treasure, fighting enemies, not our treasure, charging them. That's like, and if you're a runner, you should be doing like the runner deed. Obviously, that's a variety of circumstances. Yeah, alright, so next up, don't sit and charge a flag next to C or the middle flag, whichever we want to refer to it, when the middle is being taken. Like, don't sit here and charge B. If you're a defender and you want to charge, yes, I get defenders charge A, charge B, and then make their way to C. If C is being taken, don't sit there and charge on B. I see that happen. You just shouldn't be doing that. You always want to protect here, and I'll get to that in a minute. Last one, kind of for my beginners area, is don't run a devil class. Usually, I mean, it's not the worst thing you could be doing, but it is not certainly like that helpful. What are you doing if you have 4 people, which honestly I've seen this, except for me because I usually have a defender runner team, but I've seen where I've had all 3 of my teammates running double attacker. That's not that helpful. Is it possible to win? Yes. But does it make the game usually harder? Yes. Because if you have a team full of attackers, you're not charging treasure. And if the enemy team has runners, runners can still kill attackers, and runners take treasures faster than attackers. Runners is by far, I would say, the broken class. Attackers and defenders are probably about equal. But just don't run attacker. I get you want to play the characters you want to play, but attacker, defender, runner is just usually really not the way to go. I'm going to be honest here. It's possible to win, and I'm sure you can win and get a higher than a 50% chance win rate, but easily. But I just don't recommend it. You're better off with you can cover more roles and positions if you have different defender, runner, or just 2 different classes. Next up, my intermediate section. First things first. If you have to give up B or C, please give up C. Say we own A treasure, we own B treasure, and we own C treasure. If you get the enemy team, your team gets wiped. It's only you left. You're up here at B. You got an enemy team coming over here to take B, and you got the enemy team trying to take C because they split up. But your whole team's gone. It's only you. If you can choose to defend either B or C, you want to defend C. C is by far much harder to grab hold of if you lose it, whereas B is much easier to grab hold of because you're going to have your entire team coming up here. Obviously, the game varies. There's different circumstances, different players. Every game varies. But in general, C is much harder to take back than B will be to take back. So just keep that in mind. You guys, like, there's team boost effects, all this stuff, like, just a variety. So just C is your top priority in general. So take note of that. Next up, try to press forward on team boost. I see a lot of people do this. They don't like, a lot of people just, I don't even think, pay attention to team boost, and a lot of people don't necessarily notice it. But as I've been climbing, by the way, I am currently top 100 right now. Without, like, I haven't even, I don't know, I just got there somehow. And yeah, just pay attention with team boost. That is when you do fat damage. You will, even as a defender and you have no attack build, you will be doing fat damage because team boost is ridiculous. I've seen people do like 70k damage. I think some people have even done like 100k damage. I don't know if that was actually true, but I know someone said they did 70k damage, which is well above the highest health bar that I've ever seen. So just keep that in mind. Next up, don't go for a 5-0 when the enemy is near team boost. This is how you get reverse swept. You need to watch out for it. If you're trying to get all 5, a lot of people don't do it on Fishman Island, but just in general for other maps, whether it's like in Alabasta or something, if you see they're about to have like team boost, your team's looking fairly low, you know you're about to get wiped, just like, try and pay attention. You got to pay attention to the team boost, the enemy's health bars, your health bars. Just watch. You got to watch all of that. It's kind of hard, can be kind of a little tricky, but by this point, if you've been playing for this long, you got to start paying attention to that if you want to be a better player. So be careful. 5-0s, I don't always say like don't go for 5-0s, but there's certain games that you can. Like a lot of people who specialize in 5-0s are like Blackbeard, who can take the E-Treasure. You have Big Mom who can take E-Treasure. Sometimes if you just have like sneaky runners like Kaku Crocodile that just sneak up here and end up taking it, and then you can just take that as well. So yeah, it depends. The games, what characters are on your team, what characters aren't, and what the enemy team has. But just be careful with those 5-0s. Next up, don't foreman the enemy team on your A-Treasure. If you have been reverse swept, per se, you lost all the treasures. It doesn't have to be reverse swept, but say you've lost all your treasures, you only have your A-Treasure left. Right here. You don't want to foreman. Like if you have a Blackbeard or something that still has a second life, you don't want to sit here and foreman because he's going to take forever to kill, because the rest of his team is going to come here and try and stop you. What your goal is to do, especially if you're a runner, is ideally if you have a dasher, since this is Fishman Island, say you have Crocodile and Marco, you want to run, you want to jump down, you want to fly across the map and hopefully see if you can take the E or the D treasure. Now usually there will be a team, someone will be here guarding down here by C and coming to get you, but that's better than you have a better chance to get a treasure than you do if you are just sitting here at A formatting Blackbeard. I'm just going to say that in general. I mean, obviously there are some cases where you can try and, like, if you have someone who can knock them off the treasure and you guys can just form and take the treasure back, there's that circumstance too. But most of the time, as much as you don't want to believe it, you just got to sit there and leave your teammates to help, like, take A, and then you go do your thing. Like, if your team is already taking her. If your team's running and doing that job instead, then obviously you can go sit here and deal with the Blackbeard or whoever's on this treasure. But, like, it depends. Like, know your role in the certain circumstances. All right, next up, we got our advanced tier. Now, this one's, like, kind of a little tricky, a little more detailed. These are very, like, kind of nitpicky things, but things that you should be paying attention to and can help your team out dramatically because they're just, like, small things. When your enemy has boost, in the last seconds, you're 3-2. So say the enemy's coming down. They're at D. They have D and E. You guys own A, B, C. You guys are kind of fairly low. Maybe you're all like half health. Maybe like one of you's full health, and then the other two are kind of lower. Just what you want to do to protect this C flag. You got to be careful with it. Even if all four of you are up, they're running down. They're going to be doing fat damage. Don't all stack and stockpile up on C, because all it takes is a Shanks to walk around here, place up, do his Griffin Slash, and wipe all four of you all in one shot. If you're just all sitting on C. maybe you want to have someone standing up here, which a lot of people, when they do higher up, they do kind of realize that. You want someone to start off on the treasure trying to guard it, and then maybe you have like someone here around the corner trying to watch, so you can get here a little quicker because jumping down does take some time. So ideally, like you maybe have like 3 down here, and then have this one person up here just in case that can watch for stragglers for the enemy team trying to run around and go for B. So just keep an eye out for that as well. Yeah, spread out is my major term because like a lot of people don't do that once it comes to that point. Next one, this one's kind of a really niche one, but a lot of people don't do it. When you have a Big Mom or a Snake Man on your team, or someone who heals when they take flags. This one kind of revolves knowing what characters do, but let the Snake Man and the Big Mom take the flag. If you just wiped people, it's you. Say you grab C treasure, you got there, and all of a sudden you have Big Mom who just went and wiped them over here. She's coming back. She's like half health. You're full HP. Like, it doesn't even matter what HP. So say I'm playing like green runner ace. It doesn't even matter that I'm a runner. She heals off taking treasures. So let her take the treasure, get her health back. She could be at like 80% HP instead of 50% HP. This dramatically helps you. And like I've been shafted so many times because I was left at 10% HP where I could have been left at 40% HP because my teammate didn't want to let me take the flag. So just be wary of your teammates. It goes for same with Snake Man. He only gets 25% HP. Big Mom gets 30% HP. Just take note of that. It's small, but there's a lot of Big Moms nowadays and a lot of Snake Mans. So just watch out for that. Also, try to hold team boost, aka don't fight, if your team is dead. If your team is dead, you going and activating your team boost isn't going to help you guys because you're all just going to be spending and blowing your team boost, running out the gate of where you spawned, therefore not doing anything with it. I was actually playing with my boy Raymar like not too long ago. He literally just sat, he's like, we're almost to team boost. He went, sat back, literally just didn't want to activate his team boost until the right time. And then they came in, got their team boost, wiped us, and then they won the game. It was annoying and frustrating to deal with, but you can actually manage your team boost because the things that activate it are like basically kills and capture flags. So those are the things that like will bring it up, and just keep an eye out for that. You can kind of manipulate it a little bit. Obviously, there's certain things outside of your like power, like your teammates doing it, but just try and do your best and keep an eye out for that. Next one. The last one that kind of goes along with that actually is play around your team boost. A lot of players don't do this. I think a lot of players don't even pay attention to when they're on team boost, and it is kind of easy to slip by. Even I do it. Just because it gives you so much damage and so much power, you can literally go and bum rush people and nearly one shot. Like if you see you're almost a team boost and you got your super one shotty ability, you might want to save that before. So it's like save it for your team boost instead of going and using it and like half healthing someone, whereas you could go and one shot someone with it if you wait like 10 seconds for the team boost to appear. So try and like gauge that. Obviously that's kind of tricky. That's a lot higher level of a mechanic of knowing that. All it does, like it just takes awareness. All you got to do is pay attention. Team boost, your mini map, and you really don't even need to be looking at your character that much unless you're in the middle of a fight. But if you're like not fighting, all you got to do is be looking at the dots on who's where and what characters are up. You really shouldn't ever be looking at your character. So that's all that's all my notes. That's all I wanted to go over. I know it's like kind of fairly nitpicky things, but that is some things that I think would help players dramatically to improve and things to keep an eye out. Especially your mini map. A lot of people don't look at that. And that's what screws people over. You should be checking your mini-map as much as you possibly can. That is how you keep an eye out on who is where doing what. So, that is all I have for you guys. I hope that helps someone. If it hope it helps someone. Because I would love my teammates to be playing like this and just knowing their places and what they should be doing. But with that, you guys, that is all I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe. That would be like amazingly helpful. If you didn't like the video, that's fine too. Also, check me out on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be streaming 10 p.m. Eastern, doing private battles, friend battles, league battles, snipes and stuff. Always doing that. So that is all I have for you guys. I'm your boy Roman Puss. I'm gonna be taking off. Yeah. Peace, beautiful people.